Sometimes you have to experience things for yourself. You could read about energy, you could read about ascension symptoms, but until you actually go through these things yourself, until you have the first-hand experience, you will never truthfully know. And on my journey yesterday, I know now. I know. When you're hit with everything all at once, you realize that these symptoms and how they're not connected, the only connection that they have are chakras. And that's the only thing that they had in common. So when you go through a day, some days you might have a clearing in your tummy, your solar plexus, which is the main one that's going on right now. Sometimes you might have a clearing or an activation in your crown. But when you go through, which is almost like experiencing an energy just go right through you and just hit everything all at once, then you could say, you know what? There's something beyond the symptoms here. There's something beyond the symptoms. And yesterday was a day, I'm grateful. I think that when we get these massive jolts, and you might have had a massive jolt as well. And I've noticed this. There's going to be a lot of rambling in this one. I've noticed this in the past, years ago when I used to be a school teacher. And randomly, and I know maybe there's some school teachers that might resonate. I actually had a coworker, before I really understood the Ascension symptoms, we would say, how come all of a sudden when you get like a little mini vacation, you get like a week off, you wind up getting all these crazy symptoms, or you feel like down, or you're purging from your body? How come that always happens? And I feel like either subconsciously or we know that there's a time our body just knows it's time to purge. We know that we are having this downtime, and the body takes advantage of that downtime and says, all right, let's get it out now. You know, and I went through this yesterday. It didn't happen on Friday when we know we have Friday Night Live. Like, if this happened on Friday, I don't think I would have been able to do everything that I was able to do. So whether, this energy comes in at a divine moment where you're sitting still, whether subconsciously, if you are purging and you just know now is the time to purge. Yesterday was the time to purge for me on my journey. But to see how things that are not even related to each other, and you're feeling these symptoms, and I will be going through this today, and then I'll be going through the spiritual meaning of this and what you're seeing out there in the world and how this is all connected. So if you're just joining us, whether you're live or watching on the replay, I'm very grateful if you would kindly hit the like button. If you do that, it helps others find this message. I'm here even though I'm not feeling 100%, but I am feeling a lot better than I did yesterday. Literally yesterday was everything all at once. And what this shows us is a total energy shift. And to see this or experience energy, like I explained, like when I had the ringing in the ears and the immense pressure in the skull years ago. I have a full video on the original ringing in the ears on the channel page. You're experiencing energy where you know what, I never had this experience before, and it could be overwhelming. But to have the experience that I went through yesterday, and I'm reading the comments. And are you experiencing a massive, like it feels like a jolt of electricity went through you, and then all of a sudden all of your chakras are purging things or activating? Or remember, chakra means spinning wheel of energy, and all of a sudden these things are starting to move, you know? So think about it, if something needs to turn and there's all this gunk, and all of a sudden something hits you, and then all this gunk is starting to go all over the place, right? All these densities. So yesterday, having the stomach pain and purge, and I felt something was off. Like, again, you know your own homeostasis, the time period that you've gone through. I've shared about, for example, many years ago when I had chronic fatigue. I was tired all the time. That's not me now. So I know my normal energy levels, my point of homeostasis in the past few years. And I knew yesterday something was feeling a little off. And the afternoon, there was a lot of pains in the stomach, and I was able to get out and, you know, was able to lay out in the sun and to just pass out 10 minutes of snooze, you know, laying out on the sand, and you know, there was people, and you know, I just was laying down. The sun was cascading down, nature's med bed, if you will. And so I'm laying out in the sun, and you just go out cold. Then I wake up and I say, where did everyone go? I must have went to a different. No, it was just a synchronicity. They all left. I looked around. I said, oh, I fell asleep. And upon waking, just feeling this pressure in my head and feeling the crown. So now I'm waking up and I feel this massive headache. So now I'm still having the stomach, I'm having the headache, I'm feeling the pressure, and I'm just feeling this need to sleep. And, you know, I get home, and I've been sharing, I have been doing the intermittent fasting. And I took a shower and I said, it's time to shut it down. It's time, half a day. We talked about that in the past. When you have intense ascension symptoms, you get half a day. Did you have half a day? Let us know. But you have to really go with it. So I said half a day. It's time to, I'm reading the chat. A lot of people are feeling, if you're feeling this exhaustion, let us know in the comments. So I said half a day, and I shut it down, and I put my jammies on, and I just rested the rest of the day. And so now I got the massive headache. I got the head's blaring, the stomach's blaring. Now all of a sudden, this only lasted for about a half an hour. All of a sudden, my throat started feeling that scratchy. You ever feel that scratchy burning sensation in the throat? And that was the point when I realized that this is something that is beyond the norm. And what do they all have in common? They're all chakra portals. And when you hit all these chakra portals, everything all at once. Are you experiencing everything all at once? Tammy, thank you so much for the support. I love you, Tammy. Thanks for being here since the beginning. I love you. Keep going, sister. Love you. You could be feeling this, and no one's going to be able to tell you these things. You have to experience it. And then you're saying, you know what, I'm experiencing energy right now. So, you know, thinking about the crown, thinking about the solar plexus area, thinking about the throat. Remember, we want to speak, we want to command, we want to not have the fear of the future. And remember, all of the densities, when you hold it in your solar plexus, fear of the future. A lot of people have been in tremendous amounts of anxiety over the past few years, and you might have been in a lot of situations where it pumped anxiety. You constantly had this pumping of anxiety, and you carried this in your solar plexus region. Well, guess what? This ain't coming with you, kid. So we are constantly purging. We're getting ready. I mean, we only have a few weeks left to get it right. And, we will have assistance. You could do things to assist you. On my journey, I've adopted practicing the intermittent fasting, and you might be called to do this. And, I'll be doing full videos on this in the future. But that is something that is assisting along. You don't want to force against it. If it's time to purge, if it's time to rest, ascension comes first. You can't. The more you fight against these things, you are going to feel lousy. So you might as well, that's what I did yesterday. I said, today's a rest day. Half a day, we shut it down. So I did my morning routine. And I did have my one meal. I'm rambling today. I know, just like all of you, it's like, how are we moving forward? There's no enjoyment. We're supposed to be joyful, and we will get there. And that's why this time period is so difficult to get through. Because even myself, to not even get enjoyment of food, right? You want to eat, and does that resonate with you? It's like you can't even eat solid food. You want to eat these things. You want to enjoy food, but it's like you can't even partake in that right now. So it's really rough when you can't even enjoy food. We want to have the enjoyments of life, but it's really a time period of discipline. A time period of purging and growth and development. So to go through everything, it's a sign that there was a total energy shift that hit us. And the only thing none of these things had anything in common except for the chakras. I will say, also feeling the pain in my root, the base of the spine, which also has nothing. There's no connection, but my base of the spine has been feeling like this this is beyond just yesterday. This has been ever onward, ever onward. I know some of you are feeling the Kundalini fire rising. There's a full video on the channel page for that one as well. Otherwise, I'll be rambling here for an hour. So when you have all these aches, all these pressures, all of these symptoms all at once, if you're experiencing something like this, you can write everything all at once. It's like the chakra rainbow just threw up all over the place, and it's like all these colors everywhere. The crown. You are now commanding. You have to utilize your crown. And that's why it's important that you have this crown activated, so that you can command. You're actually the creator of the reality. And we are all we're not living in a victim mindset. We are commanding our everyday lives. We are commanding where our lives, where we're headed, where we're going. Well, guess what? You are writing the programs now. You are commanding the journey. And in order to do this, you have to have the crown activated. Strong connection to the source. You need a solid foundation. And a lot of you over the past few years, you might not have had a solid foundation. You're feeling a little shaky going all around. You need a solid foundation. And if you don't have a good support system, if you don't have a good support staff in your everyday life, you got to get rid of these support staffs because you have the wrong people around you. You need to have a solid foundation. And if you are not, you want to build something, you need that solid support system. You need that solid foundation. And if you don't have it, then do it yourself, like my mother taught me when I was younger. Then do it yourself. If you're ready to do it yourself, you could write it in the chat. I'm ready to do it myself. Have the solid foundation. You can't be on shaky ground any longer. When you have the solid foundation, you want to build this tower, this big building, whatever it might be, you need to have the solid foundation. And anything that's trying to shake it up, it's got to go. Now, if you were feeling this shaking, shake it like a salt shaker. If you were shaking like a salt shaker for a long time, well, you were storing this in those lower chakras, especially in the solar plexus, and it's got to go. All of these things have to go, and you have to stay focused on yourself. Ignore everyone and focus on you, because that's the only way out of this. Ignore everyone. People will doubt you. People will gaslight you. People will distract you. There's a lot of distractions out there. Ignore everyone. Focus on you. The things that my mother taught me when I was younger, they all really last the test of time. And, that's why it's important to install proper subconscious programs at an early age. And you can't move forward to this new earth. You cannot do this on shaky ground. You need a solid foundation. And if you have to, spend time to detox, purge, activate, whatever it might be, you have to do these things in order to develop. That's where we're all headed right now. And know that we're all going through this. No one is perfect. And that's why, I always have felt over time that sharing about Ascension symptoms was one of the most important things that I've done. Because I remember, when I started going through these maybe supernatural energy bursts or whatever they are, and feeling so alone and feeling like what's going on. And I was actually grateful that I had someone that I was working with that also went through these things and sharing our experiences. Remember that no one is perfect. So number one, I don't want any of you feeling down on yourself for maybe having a day where you need to rest. Like it was clear yesterday, no matter what, I needed to rest yesterday. And none of us are perfect. And a lot of times when you maybe even see people out there, you could see them on the TV, on your phone or whatever. We tend to put people that we see on the screen on a pedestal, while they are just like us. And that's the nature of our channel, is to show people that we're all going through these things. It's not just about the highlights, but it's about the shadows as well. We don't walk around perfectly. Everything has its seasons and cycles. And some days we need to go through days where it's not... what is it called? Unicorns and rainbows. Do you know about unicorns and rainbows every single day? But it actually feels like the rainbow chakra threw up all over the place with all the symptoms. If you are feeling the rainbow chakra throw up all over the place, let us know in the comments. But it is important to realize that we are all taking this journey together. So don't put people you don't even know on a pedestal, because they might be going through these things and taking a shower early and in their jammies just sprawled up on the couch like you. Don't care. That's part of our journey. So remember this. And if things are not so, squeaky clean, because we all are we had to make this shift. We had to go through our trials, our tribulations, and it's messy. It's the rainbow chakra vomit You ever see that meme and it's like the guy's throwing up the rainbow bright thing? That's what we're all feeling. And if you are feeling it throughout your entire body, yeah, don't eat those. Those are full of refined sugar. Yeah, that's a definite no-no. But we all have to learn, and we have to discover ourselves and what resonates and what does not. And you will naturally see as we're discussing food that just came up in the chat, you will see that your palate will just naturally change, and things that you might have been able to partake in, certain snacks and things, you might not be able to partake in these foods any longer. And it's just a natural shift that you might have. Yvonne, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing your non-rainbow and unicorns life. Love you so much. Yes, thank you so much, Yvonne. I appreciate that. And if anyone is coming into this, the journey is not unicorns and rainbows every single day. I'm actually here to share with all of you. I have accomplished so many things in the past few years in spite of. That's where the true magic lies. When everything is not a unicorn and rainbow and you're still able to produce. I can't even remember the last time I was authentically happy. And that might resonate with you. You can't even remember the last time you were authentically happy. That's how long ago it's been. But guess what? That's the world right now. We're in an accelerated process of ascension so that we could learn, so we could collect data, and so that we could share it back with our brothers and sisters. That's why the lone wolf goes out and returns as the sage. And if you are, the black sheep of your family, you don't fit in, you didn't come here to fit in. You actually came here to stand out. That's what we actually came here to do. We came here to stand out. So realize that your journey is going to be unique, and the things that you're going through, in the end, you could say, you know what, I went through this. And that's what my Nana taught me years ago. There's a time for this and a time for that. When I look back, the previous month and feeling super strong, and now I know that there's an urge to purge. And all of these things, you have to have that strong foundation, right? So, a lot of times we want to constantly build, but sometimes we have to clean up. We don't want to always become like a hoarder, if you will, just keep collecting. Sometimes we have to throw some throw it out. So that's part of our journey as well. And sometimes it's hard for us to let go. So we have to let go of these things, become lighter. And you could feel it in the past. You might have, get more. But now it's like, it's so dense. You can't hold on to all these things any longer. Hannah, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Hannah. Hannah writes, everything is temporary. Remember, you are the lighthouse moving forward with kindness and compassion for the collective, raising vibration for the better world. So I don't know what the last part, but thank you so much, Hannah. I appreciate you. Everything is temporary. The only thing that remains the same is change. You could write that down. Hopefully, when you come into class, you take a notepad with you. Some people have told me that they take tremendous notes from our classes here on Our Everyday Lives. But yeah, you could take your little take some notes as we go along. The only thing that remains the same is change. We are one. Thank you, Hannah. I didn't know that. Thank you so much. We are one. We're all connected, and that's why we're all feeling this right now. If you're feeling the shaking, you know what? So if I'm having this experience, I'm seeing people on different continents comment they're feeling the same symptoms. It's divine timing. It's time to get up now. And if this is resonating with you, please hit that like button in the now moment. It helps others to find this message and find some comfort knowing that others are going through this as well. But why do we have to do this? You say, listen, we have to let go. Otherwise, I mean, we could do it kicking and screaming, but we have to let go. We need to empower and embrace these activations and or clearings that we're going through. You need to have a strong connection with the crown. Do you want to be a creator, a co-creator? You have to have a strong connection through the crown. You want to have a solid foundation. You don't want to carry the densities. Clear out the solar plexus area. Lion Teach, thank you so much. I love you, sister. It's good to see you. Heal, grow, and build. Yes, everything all at once. You could also write that down. You could write heal, grow, and build, which we're doing. We are doing everything all at once. Are we healing right now? Absolutely. Are we growing right now? Absolutely. And are we building for the future? Absolutely. Everything all at once. And when you say everything all at once, doesn't that take a tremendous amount of energy? It takes a tremendous amount of energy to do this. So if you're called, and I was seeing as we first got onto this live stream, which I felt, and so many people, feeling exhausted, feeling tired, sleeping extra, you are expending so much energy. There are physical processes, like a lot of times, and I'll give you real life examples for you to compare this to. You don't, for example, ever have to think about your heart beating all day long. It just does it. Do you think that takes a tremendous amount of energy just to pump your heart all day long? Absolutely. So that's something that's kind of maybe going on behind the scenes. Well, you have all these things that are happening in your body. You think sometimes your energy is just get up, right? Do the work, right? You got to eat. You have to do exercise, move around, travel. You think that that's the only thing that the energy is going towards. But there are processes that are going on within your system, your body. What is a system? A collection of structures, cycles, and processes that relate to and interact with each other. It lasts the test of time. We're still doing the work here or in the classroom. What is a system? It's a collection of structures, cycles, and processes that relate to and interact with each other. So you have to run like a well-oiled machine. And if you want to run like a well-oiled machine, you're going to have to get the gunk out. Get the gunk. I mean, do you ever change the oil in your car? Right? So if you do these things in your vehicle, I will turn this vehicle around. If you do these things for machines, well, you want to run like a well-oiled machine. And that's why we need to take the time to rest and digest, process the past few years, and put good stuff in and get bad stuff out. And, the whole concepts of just getting up, going to work, doing exercise, traveling, commuting. We think that that's the only time that we're using energy, but there are things that are happening within your body 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 300. It's happening all the time. So, but every once in a while, we have to say, let's take a moment to stop and focus on this, because if your energy is going and going and going, if your energy is being siphoned away by other people, that's why you might have to go with a sense of urgency into the isolation phase. Full video on the channel page, isolation. We'll reshare that video as well. It's so important. You got to spend time, even if you sit there and listen, even myself, I say, man, I got to get up and get going. But sometimes we have to sit there and allow ascension to happen. Allow the clearing to happen. Give yourself, allow it. Give yourself the energy to clear these things out. Clear it out. When in doubt, clear it out. Yeah, we have to get it all out, Herschel. Yeah, you have to get all the nonsense out, get the parasites out, get them all out, clear the body. And remember, this is just part of the world. It's nature. We go about life, things come into our body. It's never going to stop. But what we can do is consciously give ourselves a chance to rest and digest. Beautiful comments we have going on in the live stream chat. If you're watching on the replay, if you haven't hit the subscribe button right now, if you just stumble, hit that subscribe button, check it out. Check out the channel, check out our community, because it's about we. It's about all of us together. Because collectively, we're greater than the sum of our parts. Just like you say, can't rely on one chakra to rule them all. What was that? One ring to rule them all? One chakra. No, you need to have everything running like a well-oiled machine. And sometimes we could have stagnation according to the 8 dimensions of wellness in our everyday life. And some people, we shared this on Patreon. If you would like to join our Patreon, we have a Patreon community. We all discuss this together. The link's in the description. You would like to join Patreon, all the videos are there waiting for you. Some people are dealing with an issue in one aspect of their body. Some people are dealing with an issue in a different aspect of their body. And then on a random day, you just, boom! You just get an energy jolt that goes through your body, and then the unicorn throws up the rainbow, and then all of the chakras, energies, clears everything all at once. You're the man, Kenny. I love you, Kenny. You're the man, Kenny. Keep going, Kenny. I love you guys. But that's where we're headed towards. We need to build community. We need to be lighter and brighter. You could write that in the comments. We're becoming lighter and brighter. And we are a result of the frequency that we're putting out to the universe. So that's why when we raise our vibrational frequency, now everything is going to come into our lives according to that new frequency. And that's why we can't take those densities along with us. So these purges happen. And it might not be so great when it does happen, but please know that it is needed. Sometimes you hold on to things and then you realize, oh, you know what? I'm never going to use that. And listen, we all want to like kind of hold on to things. We hoard things, right? You never know when you need something. And it does take a lot to say, you know what? It's time to let this go, throw this out. It's time to get rid of this. It's time to get rid of this. We're headed towards a very powerful year. We're going to have a very powerful energy update for 2024 on this channel. So please hit that subscribe button. But in order to get there, we must finish strong. And so it is. If you find this message interesting and you would like to learn more about our reality in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, why don't you click subscribe, give the video a like so it becomes visible to more people, and please share with at least one other person. That's just one. That everything starts with one. Every aspect of your life is one. You don't have to do everything in one day. All you have to do is become 1% better. That's all you have to do. 1% better. If you're new to this channel and you're hearing this for the first time, just focus on becoming 1% better than yesterday. That's all you got to do. And when you stay focused on that, that's where the magic happens slowly, day after day, minute after minute, hour after hour, just becoming 1% better. By the end of 2024, you will be in a totally different world, a totally different timeline, simply becoming 1% better. Work on your health. What do we do on this channel? We work on all 3 phases: physically, mentally, spiritually, the Triforce. You're like Link and Zelda. Do we have Link and Zelda in the chat right now? We are putting together the Triforce. So let's all come together. Let's focus on what we want to create, because we are creators. We are creators of the reality. It's time to remember that. It's time to embrace that and command your everyday life. Let go of the past. Let go of the densities that are in your solar plexus region. Physical things. It's not just energy. I appreciate that, Mylene. That's what I aim to do here. The trainer of all three phases of life. So focus on that, and we're going to constantly be sharing new things every single day. Above all, I'm just so grateful that I was able to even come on and do this for you today. You know, if you saw me, if you went back to last night and there was, you just see me curled up in the fetal position, you would say, what the heck's wrong with this guy? But it's a true story. But listen, this is part of the journey. It's my honor to do this. It's my honor to share these things, because we all want to learn through firsthand experience, and sometimes we have to go through these hard things so that we can help others and heal others. You're all healers. You're all improving everyone else's life, and that's the way it is. Things will never be the same. We're just going to keep changing. We're just going to keep growing. I love you all. I'm here. You're here. And it's wonderful that this family is growing every single day. And I'm grateful for all of you helping, because it allows me to do what I love. I love doing this. Even if I was still on I would probably be on the lot. I would be on somehow. I still feel a little lousy, but I would still be on. But I'm here. I'm grateful for all of you. You allow me to do this every day by hitting that like button and sharing. That's all you got to do. I'm so grateful when you hit the like, share, and share one more time for good luck. And, you know, just show up every day. We're headed to day 54 today. We have a lot of things planned for this channel. So this channel is blowing up like never before. I appreciate you. Got to be in alignment. That's the most important thing. Be in alignment. We're headed to day 54 today. I love you all. If you're new to the channel, find out more. And I share, I was talking to someone that I know in person, and watching, and was a little confused on something, and I said, you got to watch the previous episodes. Everything kind of comes together. So if you're new to the channel, if you're just jumping in at any time, my advice to you, head over to the channel page and just watch the previous weeks, because it's always evolving. So just if you watch a full week, all of a sudden you're there, and you got it, and I'm getting the feedback from people that are watching that I am connecting with. See, Christina, I told you I was going to be on. It's good to see you. Yeah, and I do read the comments, so leave comments. We are real people here, and that's what it's all about. It's about being real. It's about making new connections and bringing back the love. I love you all. I appreciate you being here. And above all, many people won't tell you this. I'll tell you this. Above all, love yourself. And that's where the magic happens. Make sure your cup is filled up first. If you're dealing with these ascension symptoms and you're not really addressing it, you know, you can't go out there and help other people like the lighthouse. So, and it's funny how things work. I didn't know if this was going to be a long one today, but when you're in alignment, no matter how you feel, like I had no clue how long this was going to be today. I was like, I'm not feeling so good. Maybe I'll just go on for a little bit, and it winds up being one of our longest ones in a long time. So absolutely, don't put junk in a mansion. So your beautiful temple. Remember, your body is your temple, and not only is it your body, it is your energy field. What's in your field? Be careful what's in your field. Epigenetics. Full video on the channel page. Epigenetics. Your surroundings. So I love you all. Leave a comment. What are you experiencing? We'll be back on tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern time here. Tomorrow night, we will have another live stream over on Patreon. If you would like to join us on Patreon, very grateful for that as well. And it's really, and if you're enjoying Patreon and all of us being together and all of us sharing, everyone needs to have a voice in this, everyone. Because every person, it's a true story, everyone in this world right now, you're here for a reason. If you're getting this, you are here for a reason. You have something innately inside of you that unlocks the keys to the universe. I love you all. Have a great Sunday. Bye for now.